name is Kevin Fuller. I'm a partner here at Coons, Fuller, Vanden Eykel, and Robertson here in Dallas, Texas. Currently, I'm the president of the Collaborative Law Institute of Texas. In our visit here today, I'm speaking to you as Kevin Fuller, not in my capacity as president of Clitex. I've been practicing about 25 years. Most of that as a traditional litigation divorce lawyer. Went to school, Texas A&M undergraduate. Went to Baylor Law School for law school, and have been at this firm since before I got out of law school, doing nothing but family law. When I first went to law school, I was going to save the world. My agenda was I was going to go there just because that's what you did if you wanted to go to Washington, or I thought you did. And so my master plan was I was going to go to law school, get the law degree, go to Washington, go to work for some special interest group that I thought was righteous to try to save the world, and that's what I was going to do. And I ended up a divorce lawyer. But you know what? I think I'm back in the business of saving the world. Now, obviously I got a little off track at law school. When I was young, I was an athlete. Not a great one, but I was an athlete, and I was a very competitive person. I did lots of stuff. I played football, I played rugby, I raced sailboats, I did whatever, some competitive stuff. And what was interesting to me is when I got to law school, they had this moot court stuff. And I'd never done any public speaking in my life, other than maybe in a bar room. Never done debate or anything like that. And me and a guy who had been the president of his fraternity, and so his public speaking had been, I guess, whatever, at his frat meetings. We teamed up and entered this moot court competition, and we got second in the whole thing, and I was flabbergasted, you know, that I had evidently some kind of skill at that. But it was fun because it was competitive, you know, and I went, wow, here's a way to be competitive and use my mind and all that sort of thing. So we entered another one, moot court competition, and that time at the school. If you got first, you went to London on the school's ticket for 10 days. If you got second, you went to Mexico City for 10 days. And I had a different, wilder partner. As a matter of fact, he ended up as one of the lead counsels against Anna Nicole Smith in that fracas years later, Jerry Don Jackson. But Jerry Don and I got second. We showed up wanting to get second because we didn't want to go to London. We wanted to go to Mexico. And somehow we ended up in Acapulco instead of Mexico City after we got down there. But that's a different story. Anyway, I started liking that and the competitiveness of it. And Baylor is a great law school. And their forte is turning out trial lawyers. And I hadn't really thought about that when I went off to law school, but as I got there, ended up, when I came out, that's all I wanted to do was try cases. I wanted to be a trial lawyer. And it came down to working either for an insurance defense law firm, going and being a district attorney, or working at this law firm. And you know, my dad is one of the named partners here at this firm, and so that had an influence on everything. But sorting through it all, I came to this law firm because I was going to get to do civil versus criminal litigation, and a lot of it. Back when I got out of law school in mid-'80s, '84, the big insurance defense firms, their heyday as trial law firms was sort of coming to an end. You know, you had 30 and 40-year-old partners that were trying their second case, you know, and I just, enough for me. I started out here, and within a month of getting sworn in, I tried my first jury trial. Tried a whole bunch of them after that, and I got my wish to try cases. I tried early in my career a bunch of cases, and here in Texas we have jury trials for custody cases. And back in the days when I first started practicing, the court could not order joint custody. It had to be by agreement. And so if you tried a case, the court only had one choice. It was sole custody for either mom or dad. That was the court's only choice. And the standard was if the court or jury felt like one parent of the child was just a little bit better off with this parent or that parent, their duty was to award custody to whoever they thought under that standard. So back when that was our law, there were a lot more jury trials over custody. There still exist in the state. There are fewer now. So I tried a lot of those cases back when that was an option. And as I got further and further along in my career, I think I started out maybe more on the kid cases, doing jury work and trial work. A lot of those cases didn't have much money in dispute, but as got a little bit of a reputation as a trial lawyer, started attracting clients of more substance, and then later business people, to where when I'm sort of midway through my career, I have clients that have sophisticated financial cases on the one hand, or difficult children's cases on the other hand. And my evolution through all of that to become a collaborative lawyer today, and getting back to maybe saving the world, I don't know, was, I guess, two things. On the children's side of things, I've won most, but not all, of the custody cases I've tried. From a lawyer's perspective, I've won a number of them that were I the judge and jury, I wouldn't have won. But as the advocate, things happened to where my client prevailed when I wouldn't have predicted that. And those are, those are interesting. You win them. And unlike when I was back in law school and it was all a game, playing for a trip to Mexico, this had very real consequences to it. And so winning certainly felt better than losing, but not much. I don't think there's been a single custody case that I've ever been involved with where we were the prevailing party, where we went out and had a big party of some kind to celebrate. As an advocate, there were one or two cases that I didn't think could be lost, that got lost. And those didn't feel good either. But the larger experience was winning most of those cases, but feeling like this doesn't look like anything positive. And then watching the aftermath of those families over the years, it doesn't seem like that was a positive, constructive thing in many of those cases. Not all, but in many of those cases.